What up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another SNA podcast video. This is Monday Night Raw on October 7th, 2024. It's the Fallout show after Bad Blood, like what a miraculous pay-per-view that was back on Saturday. And tonight's Raw was live in St. Louis, Missouri. Like, and I was like, and man, what a night for the state of Missouri, because Monday Night Raw is not the only place that is having the primetime show, because we had the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the New Orleans Saints. Like, and I'm gonna be talking about that on a separate video on my Thursday, my Monday Night Football review video. So make sure to stay tuned and watch that after I get done with my Monday Night Raw review right tonight. But back to the WWE Raw show, like. We're gonna talk about some very intriguing, two intriguing title matches. Like, one of them was kind of controversial in the finish, which was kind of confusing. Which was the one that would start out in the opener. But I'm not gonna get into much of that just at this time. But until I start recapping it and calling the action. But it's not broken, Birdie Bird. But anyways, Assassinators, we got the show starting with them showing the main event. The guys that's gonna main event the show, which is for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was Sami Zayn and Gunther, and then then the only bad thing about the show was maybe one particular match, and perhaps the finish of the Intercontinental Championship match. But we do got some matches like that are going to be scheduled for next week's show, which I can hardly wait to see. Like with two or three of them being bitter rivalries, but one's in the mid card, one's in the women's division, I believe. But yeah, we also got a banger after banger match, like between Pete Dunne and Sheamus, which it was very totally out of this world. Unbelievably great. And then also, the main event, like, you would have thought that there's gonna be some kind of a shocking finish, but it's like what you would predict in the first place. But let's start off with WWE presenting one of St. Louis's one of the St. Louis stars, like in the city, like that they were hosting Raw tonight. And no, unfortunately, it was not Randy Orton, but it was the princess of hip hop herself, Sexy Red, and I was glad that she wasn't howling. But anyway, this is where she welcomed Monday Night Raw, like everybody in attendance in the building. This is where then they showed a recap of Bad Blood, like including the CM Punk versus the Drew McIntyre match, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, and more. And then this is where we saw the man that beat Drew McIntyre came out into the arena. Well, he didn't got in the ring, but he only got like into the stage part, like of the arena. Is where he's like, I'm not gonna get in the ring right now, like, because this is the perfect spot for me to say what needs to be said. And I believe that was a wink, wink, nudge, nudge kind of situation, because when the last time they were in St. Louis, I believe, like the last time they were in St. Louis with CM Punk still in the company in his first run, was when he did that infamous pipe bomb, was it? If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe they went before, but right after that, like a time or two. But the one that's memorable, the last time we saw CM Punk like in St. Louis, was when he did that infamous pipe bomb right after he put John Cena through the table. So I guess they're tithing. They're like, what's that called? Planting seeds onto that note. But it's where he got to the point of what he needed to say. Like, say he defeated Drew McIntyre, got rid of that problem. And then it's where he's even made a joke about like St. Louis is setting them on fire as well. And that's where the CM Punk was like, yeah, and I'm also not a condition of being here right now. Like, no, like I'm not no condition in this ring either. Like, if he's like, you don't mind, I'm here, right here onto this apron. I mean, not apron, right onto the stage. Well, I said apron, but anyways, he said like for 7 whole years before he came back to wrestling, like he's like. He said, like, yeah, like y'all continuing to chant my name. Y'all waiting for another 3 years for me to come home. Like, and thank you so much. And that's where then fans like, yeah, always a pleasure. We won't forget who was the big time star. And this where CM Punk didn't add like saying like yeah there was one Saturday night that I didn't think like I could pull this off even with you guys like but there's never been a second in my entire career that I never thought that I could do it without any of you. And then that's where then he looked around he's like in the second a group of people I want to thank here like is my peers here like in and behind in front like both in behind and front of the camera and like all the men and the women that I feel privileged to be walking into the hallways with, like without anybody being like not on the same page and being against me. And then that's where then CM Punk then because he's like people I see in the weekly pace, like at least most of them, of course. Like it's been a joy, like in my life's pleasure to work alongside with them for almost a year now. And there's and again, and there's most importantly, I want to thank the ones that I the one thing I would like to thank is that most people that did not want me around here at all. And I believe that he was referring to Drew as well when he said this, obviously. But that's where the CM Punk's like, yep, there's a line between love and hate. Like, and I turn your hate into cash. So I thank you guys. Like, you're every time you chant my name, like I get paid, and this is where the CM Punk then continue onto this as heartwarming promo. This is where he's like, and he also said. I point out to the haters saying, like, and if there's the ones that hate me, like it's because of jealousy, genuine hatred. I just want to say, like, I don't know why you keep doubting me. There's really no point of doing that. Like, but do what you do. Keep doubting me, haters. And this is where he said this is where he announced that he's gonna be away from a while and go back home and to see his wife AJ and his dog Larry because it's been 5 weeks since the last time he saw them. So he's gonna owe them a lot of apologies and flowers, like to AJ, of course. He's like, he's got so many powers, like, and I appreciate you all for your support. He's like, and I wish I could say I could see you soon, but I'm not sure when that time when I come back will be. Like, so thank you. And that's where then he nearly left. But before his music started playing, that's where we heard a familiar name's music, and that man is none other than the guy that hates CM Punk much more than Drew does, and that is Seth Rollins. That's where then he gave him the stare, saying like, "Hey, he's like, yeah, like once you come back here, like you got me, you have me to answer to." This is where he gave a look, and this is where CM Punk then was like, yeah, you don't think I'll know? You don't think I'm not gonna expect you to be the first person that's in line that's gonna be cashing in the receipts on me. This is where the Seth Rollins did this infamous Joker laugh. Like that he normally does, like ha ha ha, like that one. That's where then he did that teenage high school shoulder bump right into him, like in the sign of disrespect because he remembered what he did to him back like 2 months ago at SummerSlam when he GTS'd him just because he had his bracelet on when he was trying to do him a favor. This is where the Seth Rollins then they're doing this dance with the fans start singing along his song with his theme song with him saying like hello like St. Louis like welcome to Monday Night. Rollins welcomed him in being the second person to doing it on tonight's Raw. This is where Seth Rollins then continues then. And then we went forward and said, like, before we get started tonight, like, however, like I gotta do the right thing. And then this is where he's like, everything that he went to this past Saturday night, like CM Punk, like for all of us here in this very building tonight, I want to say this is gonna be totally out of character to me, and that is get well soon, Punk. Like, because once you get back here, like I'm going to kick your ass. And he started like, ha, ha, ha. And he's like, and this word then. And this where he's like, and this where then fans start singing along. So he's like, yeah, sing it loud. Like, yeah, come here. Like, yeah. And this where he's like, but like before I get into unfinished business with Punk, I got to get into unfinished business with Bronson Reed or something like that. And this where he's like, it is where then he started naming other matches. Like he said, like we got other matches like Nia Jax versus Bayley, Liv Morgan versus Liv Morgan, like with Dirty Dom right onto the shark cage, and he also got, of course, the main event match, like with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes against the Bloodline Solo and Jacob. Like, and at the end, like after that match, we saw the return of our final boss, The Rock, sarcastically, and this is where the fans start booing, like boo. And this is where they even referenced what Kevin Owens did to Cody Rhodes after the show, when the fans spotted and recorded and posted on social media with him turning heel that way, like in an off-screen manner, like with him getting in an argument with Cody Rhodes and then attacked him and right in front of his tour bus. But we're probably gonna see some revelation onto that, like this Friday on SmackDown. So stay tuned for in the next 4 days. And yeah, I'll say they did. Seth Rollins was like, well, I'm not sure if I should be should be talking about that. Like, pretend I did not just say that. Like, when they're breaking the fourth wall in the process. He's like, but let's get back to. And like that's not my not my topic to talk. That's not my topic to talk about right now. Let's tell you what the visionary would like to say, and that's when we started naming his nicknames. And like the visionary, the revolutionary, and Seth freaking Rollins with the fans start shouting it in the air, like with the referee. With Seth Rollins got the microphone. He's like, I'm back to destroy Bronson Reed, like back to the topic of the monster. This was let me tell you what about Bronson. Bronson Reed is not here tonight, unfortunately. This is where fans are like, boo, of course, because he's afraid of Seth and what he's gonna do with him, because he knew what he did. Like Seth Rollins gonna be seeking revenge, and that's gonna be the only thing that's on his brain. But this is where Seth Rollins I went right to camera. He's like, but like, even though you're not here tonight, like I know you're somewhere watching this, like, but I want you to look in front of the TV and listen to me closer. And this way, like, as a matter of fact, like, come on, cameraman, I want you to put the camera, like, so I can see, I can just tell him right, live on this broadcast. He was like, I want to tell you real close, Bronson, like 2 months ago, like you ambushed me from behind, you try to end my career. Like, and I'm like, but what cost? Like, for what? Like, you want to make your name for yourself here? Like, well, I'm gonna make your name famous, all right. And that's what's that? Was jaw wiggling? He's like, and he's like, and congratulations on that, because like 6 tsunamis later, like, and I know your damn name now already. Like, I already knew it when before you did it on me. Like, I knew, like, and I was thinking the same thing. Like you. Like, you should be right on top. Like, but if you if you're trying to do it by assaulting me, like, you want to be famous, buddy, like, you want to get funny, big boy, like, that's what you want. And this word that Seth Rollins didn't say, like, I will give you your 15 minutes of fame, like I'll tell you what, like I'll give like. Because how about we do a match like next week? Big Bronson Reed versus Seth freaking one-on-one. Like heck, like you can name the time, you can name the place, you can name anything into this match. But I want to get my hands on you, Bronson. Like, but except this time, like I'll be expecting you, with him grinning afterwards, after giving him that serious look with his music up, with him going back to his clownish dance, I guess you could say. And I'm not trying to sound like the final boss himself, but it's just that it's very catchy to call him a clown, because he really is, and I mean that in a compliment rather than an insult. Like, but yeah, I bet he already knew that. But it's where we got main event Jey Uso heading out right before Seth Rollins can even leave the ring. Is where then. This is where then he went face-to-face with Seth Rollins. He managed to lead, because we got Jey Uso taking on Xavier Woods tonight. And it was pretty good. If it ended in a different way, like even with Jey Uso just winning by a pinfall, I don't think it would have hurt Xavier Woods' credibility. It would just raise up Xavier Woods' reason why he should turn heel. Like, it would have he would have benefited rather than lose anything, like when it comes to this pinfall loss to Jey Uso. Saying like he making Kofi Kingston in the New Day is the scapegoat, but why he cannot get some single success or whatnot. But I guess like it does make sense. I guess it's very interesting. Like, it still was very interesting what they just did right here, though. Like with them, the way it ended, like it could be like I could be like a could be storytelling, but it's like, but at the same time, like it made me think like, what was the point of doing what they did last week? Like only for this to be the outcome this week, I should say, basically. But I'm gonna get into the match. It was very intriguingly magnificent, like when it comes to the fighting, but it was not so much of how the way it ended though, which I'm gonna start off with. I'm gonna start off with Xavier Woods was trying to do everything to prepare himself against Jey Uso, even by doing some heelish moves by cornering Jey Uso like on purpose. Like, and this is where the referee nearly disqualified him for the 5 seconds, but it only got 4.5. That's where he started spearing him right after he let go of him. That's where then the referee got to stop him at the count of 3. That's where Xavier Woods like I'm sorry, like nothing personal to you, Jay, but I gotta win that championship to achieve my dreams like you did a couple weeks ago. This where he tried to splash on Jey Uso. This Jey Uso's like, yeah, good luck on that. And this where then he hit a running hip attack and a step up in security. Must have learned that from Samoa Joe. This where then Jey Uso's like you gotta. Like the only way you're gonna get this Intercontinental Championship, if you take the breath out of my body, this is where then Xavier Woods like fine with me because he is slowly turning heel. This is where he needs Jey Uso right in the midsection after he countered out of his spear when he tried to knock him off the bottom corner apron. This is where Jey Uso then fall right into the bottom part of the hardest part of the ring apron. This is where they start hitting some right hands to the face onto Jey Uso. This is where we got Kofi Kingston right on the side. This is where we got Jey Uso pushes Xavier Woods right to the right side. This is where he grab onto his leg, he pushes him right off. This is where then we got Xavier Woods picks up Jey Uso. This is where we try to hit him with some kind of a fireman's carry maneuver. I think it was like a Death Valley driver with him still standing, though. And I was very happy, but at the same time, it was not exactly how I would have done it. But it's better than nothing at all, I suppose, which I think that was the highlight of the match, I guess you could say. That's where Xavier Woods hit a suplex, but he only got denied by a 2 count. That's where then you start playing wrestling tennis with Jey Uso, until Xavier Woods won that tennis battle. That's where he did. And getting more offense in, and it looked like he was actually going to win when he got the offense in, but when he tried to go for this tornado like DDT onto Jey Uso, he still got denied by 2.6. But it's where he tried to go for that flying elbow drop. That's like his finisher. He gets super kicked instantly when Jey Uso got back up. It was kind of similar when Shawn Michaels did it to Shelton Benjamin back like 19 years ago. This is where then we got Jey Uso then going up right up on the top rope in the upper left corner side. This is where Jey Uso then hits the Uso splash right onto Xavier Woods. This is where he nearly got and this is where then Jey Uso got the 1, 2, 3, and the winner of this match, Jey Uso. And it did not sound bad, but at the same time, it could have been a little more better, perhaps, with it with Kofi Kingston, he's trying to help him, but only for him to get for a mistake to happen with Jey Uso winning that way with the splash. But it was still pretty good. The match was good, but also what was wrong was Braun Breaker came in and attacked Jey Uso and Kofi Kingston. Once Kofi Kingston tried to show some respect to his to the guys that he's been in a long time rivalry with. That they're all cool, but it seemed like Xavier Woods was very hesitant of showing some respect with Jey Uso. Yeah, you put on one hell of a performance. I want to show you my honor on it. This is where he offered his handshake before Braun Breaker came out. Of course, this is where Xavier Woods Josh Shaker, and this is where he walked out of there, with him being a sore loser. This is where fans start booing. This is the slow, this is continuing to do a slow burner of a heel turn. But with Jey Uso, what was that all about? And this is where Braun Breaker then came out of nowhere, spears Jey Uso when he was continuing to celebrate, and then this is where Kofi Kingston tried to help out help out Jey Uso like from getting more beaten to death. This is where Braun Breaker but Braun Breaker pushed him right off. This is where he ducks out of a trouble in paradise. Braun Breaker runs to the left side, spears Kofi in the process. This is where he did the same to Xavier Woods in the left corner side. Then he picks up Jey Uso and he must have shouted at somebody, "You think I forgot, and I'm just gonna let you get away with it?" And that's where then he spears him, and I was like, "What's the whole flubbing point?" After him complimenting him and saying he deserves it, and give him a handshake and teasing that he's turning babyface, like what was the whole point of that segment if he's gonna be doing this 7 days later? Like, I mean, it's all part of it was all part of probably some kind of a plan, like to trick Jey Uso for not even expecting him to do this. But it didn't make any sense to make it look like that he's turning babyface, only for him to do all this. I mean, if he did it like last week, like pretending that he was, and only for him to attack him, like something similar to when Mark Henry and AJ Styles pretend they were retiring and they attacked John Cena and Cody Rhodes respectively. Like I could have saw it like that way, even though everybody would have expected this. Like, I mean, the only thing I gotta give it to it was unexpected. I did not expect Braun Breaker to do all this and try to demand him for a rematch, like with him holding on to the Intercontinental Championship. And when do you think when they're gonna have this rematch take place? At next week's Raw, or the week after that, or even what's that called? What's that pay-per-view? Crown Jewel. Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But this is where we got this is where we got a promo package for Rhea Ripley saying, like, I knew you were going to try to weasel your way of retaining your title again. And you had to depend on your best friend and tag partner Raquel Rodriguez of doing that. And then this is where this is where Rhea Ripley's like, but the thing is, Liv, like you need Raquel. Like I can still go after the both of you all by myself. And I'm like, I totally believe that because I seen it for myself a year ago when she was the heel. But it seems like that she's gonna be doing it again, but this time with her being the baby face. And I would believe that she could beat both of them in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Despite the size and the numbers advantage, like with Raquel Rodriguez being involved in this match, I think we are gonna win some kind of a 2-on-1 handicap match. Where maybe Raquel would take the pinfall, and then maybe and if she does win that match, she gets a rematch with Raquel being barred from ringside or some kind of stipulation like that. But it's where we got another teaser of an advertisement of the Viking Raiders are going to be doing a little advertisement of a teaser of the return of the Viking Raiders, which they're possibly going to be turning to the War Raiders. But anyways, this is where next up we have what other the segment we had. But yeah, and I totally forgot to tell you that this Monday Night Raw kind of reminded me of Friday Night SmackDown, but on Monday, given it it's 2 hours, and plus they only got small limited amount of matches and angles happening in the 120 minute period, I guess you could say at that time. But it's where they start showing that they're about the Red Cross charity, the little charity, what's that called? The Red Cross charity foundation for whoever had their homes and homes messed up from the what's that called? The Hurricane Helene. They're raising the money to give get the poor victims their new home improvement, in their house that was destroyed by the tropical weather. But this is where we got Jackie Redmond was trying to ask some explanation to Braun Breaker, being a little confused, like why did he exactly did that after it. Last week, he was showing Jey Uso respect, and it looked like we were going to move on from Jey Uso and go into better things. And this is where the Jackie Redmond's like, so help me out here and explain what is going on here. This is where Braun Breaker then responded by walking out of there. He's like, yeah, it's not worth explaining right now. This is where then he walked out. this where then that's where then she tells Wade Barrett and Joe Tessitore that she's trying her best, but it seemed like that Braun Breaker did not want to answer what he what he needs to say, because he just let his what's that violent side did all the explaining, I guess you could say, but it's like a different language. Like if you're not familiar with, you're just not going to understand it. But the only thing I can understand that we're going to be seeing a rematch, which it's going to probably be either between next week's Raw or maybe even the week after that, or even Crown Jewel. But let me know, like, if you know, like, when's the specific date for it. But we're gonna be talking about with them replaying with Triple H, like introducing the Crown Jewel championships, whoever wins the respective women's champion versus the women's world champion and the WWE champion and the world heavyweight champion match gets to be Crown Jewel champion. Like, and show that they're the better champion. Like, and I was glad that it's not for both championships. Like, it's more like bragging rights rather than being a champion of champions. But anyway, let me move on. We got a hype video with Sheamus, like, about his match against Pete Dunne. This is where showed him where he said he's the loser weight again. And this is where he's like, and again, it's the man that I still call Butch, and he was completely just roasting him on this. This is where, but the Pete Dunne, they showed him response. This is where then Pete Dunne was like, hey, you just don't know when to keep your mouth shut, Sheamus. Like, every time I hear that word coming out of your mouth, like, you're always gonna be hurt. Like, I just can't stand that word, Butch this and Butch that. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this right now. And this is what Sheamus is like, he's about, like, Pete Dunne's about to find out, like he's on the wrong side of the fight night, like with him picking a fight with someone like me, and like in the good old Donnie Brookman. And this where then Pete Dunne was like, I'm gonna beat you so bad, like you're gonna be like you should have wished that you should have passed the torch to me. And this was Sheamus then was about we're gonna be one final banger. Like, so what do you say, Pate? Or should I say Butch, with him looking in front of the camera and said no like that, which I started dying with laughter. He definitely gets the second place spot of the silver trophy of the Goofy Wrestling of the Night award. But it's where then we got the match starting, and this match was absolutely a banger, no pun intended, or maybe intended, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's definitely getting the Silver Trophy of the Night award, with the third place going to Jey Uso versus Xavier Woods. It was very good, but it just the ending, it didn't make any sense. Only just the part where, but I mean, they still were teasing that Xavier Woods is turning heel. They just probably don't make it too obvious, or else they might as well should have him turn on Kofi when it's time, which I believe it's only just a month away when he probably will turn heel. But back to the Sheamus versus the Pete Dunne match. Yeah, totally was absolutely entertaining. This is where we got Karrion Kross was trying to give more advice to The Miz. Like, it's like, now that you kick R-Truth to the curb, and this is where then you try to convince him to do another task for him to do. This is where The Miz is like, look, like, you really think he's like, do you think that there's a Miz in Final Testament? Like, I don't think so. Like, I didn't did this for you or the Authors of Pain or Paul Ellering or even your wife Scarlett. Like, I did this for me. He's like, I'm getting tired of winning matches but not getting noticed. I'm tired of giving everything to everybody but not getting nothing in return. And I was like, wow, that's kind of selfish of you, Miz. Like, you shouldn't be expecting something in return. Like, you should just naturally let it shine for yourself, and let the reward come naturally. Like, that's the only way you're gonna get success, Miz. Well, I cannot tell him what to do. Like, he's a grown man. Like, but yeah, like, I mean, I can understand where he's coming from. Like, he's not like he used to be, like when he was his true self. Which everybody says he's a better heel than the face. Like, with the likes of like Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, and who else that they said is a better heel. I know one in particular that's in the other company that plays a better heel than the face, but that's a different conversation for a different day. But it's where then we got The Miz continues to say, he's like, Like WWE, and this is where the Miz, and this is where the Miz been advocating, like everybody forgot that I am the Miz and I am, and this is where before he can even say his catchphrase is awesome. This is where we heard his name from somebody like from like a few steps of a distance, which it was his former tag partner R-Truth. Was like Miz, listen, dog. Like I just want to say like I know you kicked I know you kicked me in the head like last week because you were confused. This one is like confused, like there's that look expression when and this is where our truth thought that he kicked him because he thought he betrayed him and rejoined the Judgment Day. But and this is where he said, "I'm no longer in the Judgment Day, so we all good." And this was like okay, like and so I just forget. Like, I forgive you for kicking me. And that's where the man's like, oh, you really gonna forgive me? He's like, no, truth. Like, I wasn't confused. Like, there was no accident. Like, I meant what I did. Like, because the awesome truth is done. Like, it's dead. Like, it's buried under the dirt. And then this is where and this is where our truth's like, oh, he's like, you really like so you really did it on purpose? Like, I was denying everybody when they told me that you purposely did it. Like, this is where he's like, and we both of our kids played together. Like they're best friends too. Like, bro, I thought we were brothers, man. And this is where Kim. And this is where then Karen Cross like, you see, and that's exactly the reason why he like nobody's not taking you seriously. True. Like if you don't do something that's right now. He's see, why, yeah, and he's like, now see, Miz, like, why, like, nobody's not gonna take you seriously if you're gonna be hanging out with this clown. And then this is where I was like, yeah, like, you're right on one thing about that, Karrion Kross, even though you're like imitating somebody's image right now, a man that I'm looking at right now. But anyways, yeah, excuse me, but yeah, like he has a point, like, and that's why R-Truth's definitely getting the Golden Trophy Award of Goofy Wrestling of the night. But this is where the R-Truth's like, well, let me fix this right now. Like, I'm gonna talk to Adam Pearce to get you a match right now. And this is where the Miz they start flipping off and start what's that and going berserk and say, like, a match. You see, like, that's the problem. Like, you try to pick matches for me. Like, that's why I left the awesome truth. Like, you know what? Like if you want to talk about matches, or we want to book matches with Adam Pearce, like, yeah, like, I'll give you a match. Like, it's gonna be you versus me next week on October 14th. Like, he's like, yeah. And this is where then he walked out of there with Karrion Kross, started laughing even more. Oh, like, probably like half as much as he was when the Miz turned on him last week. Like, which, yeah, I was like what an instigating weasel. Like, and I was like, that one to look like yours truly, which I must be exaggerating a little bit, but I don't know. But let me know about this in the comments below. Do you think the Miz is going to join the Final Testament, or is he going to be like he's going to be like going solo onto this storyline with him no longer teaming with R-Truth, which I think he should be going solo. I think that would make him even better because let's be honest, like what it would be actually be doing if he joined the Final Testament, he would be no better than when he was teaming with R-Truth, which like I think he plays a. Like it's more better when he's like a single star when he's a heel rather than being in an alliance like or a faction with somebody. But yeah, let me know about this feud between R-Truth and the Miz in the comment section right down below. But it's where then we got the match. There's Donnie Brooke match with Sheamus getting the offense right onto what that Pete Dunne is where he sent him right to the left side. He nearly bro kicked him right to the whiskey barrels, but this is where then Pete Dunne moved out of the way. This is where then Pete Dunne then wait for him to turn around with him. This is where then we got Pete Dunne kicks him right in the gut. This is where then Pete Dunne jumps right up on the barrels. This is where then he goes for a tornado DDT. This is where then Sheamus then go for a rolling flip right into the upper left side. This is where then we got Sheamus will start crawling like I cannot discount him. Like he is, he's brutally he's brutally amazing. This is where then Pete Dunne's like finally, like you're finally complimenting me without saying that name. And this is where he double foot stomps him right into the ribs. This is where then he wait for him to crawl right into the upper right side, near at least like a couple steps away from the steel steps. He hits a devastating boot right into the face onto Sheamus. This is where then Pete Dunne hits him face first right onto this little bar stool, or no, it was this little bar counter that like where where a bartender would stand behind. That's where the Pete Dunne stepped Sheamus's right hand right onto this little counter, this which I believe was the same hand that he hit with the shillelagh. That's where that's where he tried to go for a crossbody. That's where Sheamus picks Pete Dunne up. This is where he power slams him right onto the announce table. And I was like, if he was 300 pounds, maybe they would have exploded. But Pete Dunne's like about 205 or 210 pounds. So, of course, it's not going to easily going to break unless if he lands right onto there with him. But this is where then Sheamus can continue his offense, like right onto Pete Dunne, right onto the bottom right side where into this other whiskey barrel was located. But once he tried to go for a fist, hit him right through the barrel. This is where we got Pete Dunne moving out of the way. This is where then he hits him face first with that exact same barrel. This is where he grabbed onto the bar stool. This is where he started trying to choke him out or trying to twist his neck with the bar stool by hanging it around his neck. And then this is where then he tried to find some other dangerous weapons of basically trying to decapitate or kill him, or whatever term to use that he was trying to do to the Celtic Warrior until he got back in the ring. This is where he found the shillelagh. This is where then he started doing this crossface maneuver with the shillelagh right into his mouth. This is where then Sheamus was trying to get back up, but it's where Pete Dunne started hitting some right hands right to the face. Until Sheamus blocks him with the right hand. Sheamus then hit an elbow strike right onto the face, onto Pete Dunne. Is where we got Sheamus then swings the shillelagh right into the ribs of Pete Dunne, sends him right to the bottom right side. Sheamus then hits him with this very dangerous clothesline that it could have easily made Pete Dunne got broken in half. This is where then we got Sheamus then waited for him to get in the middle of the bottom corner apron. It's where he started hitting 10 beats to the barring. Yeah, barring. But before he can even get to like 2, this is where then he gets jawbreakered right onto the top corner rope. This is where then Pete Dunne got back in the ring. This is where then we got him trying to go for the step up insecurity, but Sheamus caught him before he can even hit any running attack move. Irish curse backbreakered him in the process. This is where then Sheamus is like, fella! And this is where then he's about to hit his finisher, which is the bro kick, of course. But unfortunately, it did not work this time. But it did work. Let's just say at the later on, because you know the rules and on what's that page 4003. If it doesn't work the first attempt, it's gonna be a guaranteed onto the second time. But this is where Pete Dunne dodges out of the bro kick. This is where he tried to run to try to attack Sheamus, but this is where Sheamus hit him with a power slam. This is where then Sheamus to go for a cover. This is where the referee counted 1, referee counted 2, but this is where Pete Dunne got the shoulder up at 2.3, if I'm not mistaken. This is where then Sheamus like, okay, that did not work. No, this is where I believe did go over the top rope, but this is where Pete Dunne stopped him, hits him with his avalanche suplex, which I was my jaw was dropped right into the floor when I saw this. Dang, he really just did this. Even though he's not a Kevin Owens, but it couldn't have been that easy of doing the suplex. I mean, they call him a bruiserweight for a reason, but I would never thought he would do this to someone like Sheamus. But this is where Sheamus still kicked out at 2.8 with the left shoulder up. This is where Pete Dunne to try to do more damages and punishments onto the Celtic Warrior. That's where then he took him on the outside. This is where he went right on top of this one whiskey barrel right into the bottom right side. This is where Sheamus stops him. This is where he hits him with the shillelagh. He started finally hitting him and started beating the hell out of him with it. This is where this from last week, the week before, and the week before, just keep going on and on and on and on. They start hitting him like if he's the next Finley, which some may do the comparisons. For one, obviously he's Irish like him, and secondly, because he's been hitting the white noise just like the what's it called, the brawler from Belfast, or whatever his name is, or whatever his nickname was. But that's where then we got Sheamus. But the third most of all, he hits the shillelagh to his opponents just like him. Is where we got Sheamus started hitting him with the right into the whiskey barrel, started beating Pete Dunne right in the chest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 beats to the brawling. That's where then he hits him with this very, very psychotic with that white noise right off the top of the barrel, just landed right through the table, like boom, and this where fans are like, oh my god, like, and I was like, yeah, if this was a normal person that barely weighed 100 pounds, he would have been dead by now. This is where fans start chanting holy sugar honey iced tea, because this was impactfully dangerous what Sheamus just did. But this is where then Sheamus then picks up Pete Dunne. This is where fans start chanting, this is awesome. And I was like, yeah, totally awesome. This is why he's getting the silver trophy. If the Sami Zayn and the Gunther match was not at least like 3/4 of high expectations, then I wouldn't I wouldn't have gave him the #1 golden trophy spot. Like, that would have went to this match, but this is where then we got Sheamus and Pete Dunne. Then that's where then we got Sheamus to pick up Pete Dunne. This is where then he tried to bring him back in the ring. That's why it's about to be his in the match. But this is where then he's about to hit him with the Celtic bomb, or was it the high cross, the Celtic the high Celtic cross power bomb maneuver, whatever it's called, is where it hits the maneuver. This is where Sheamus can go for a pin. This is where the referee got the 1, the referee got the 2. This is where he nearly got 3, but Pete Dunne got the right shoulder up, actually. The 2.999999999 double triple nine, minus 0.1 away from being 3. Sheamus was completely shot. The referee had to tell him it was only 2.9 when Pete Dunne would start smiling and looking maniacal as ever. This is where then and Sheamus is like, it's gonna be the end for this, Butch. Like I told you before, and I told you twice, and I'm gonna tell you thrice. You're gonna make you my Butch, and this is where Pete Dunne's like, stop saying that. And this is where provoked him a bit too much and gave him enough power to recover quickly. And this is where Pete Dunne started grabbing onto his fingers, bend it right into right into the opposite places, into his pinky and his index finger. Pete Dunne and grab onto a cricket bat and whack Sheamus right to the bat with it. This is where he thought that was going to be a 3, but this is where Sheamus got the left shoulder up at 2.8. This is where Pete Dunne's like, how did that not put him down for good? And it's like, I know it's not my signature nor my finisher, but that should have been something. But this is where Pete Dunne started continuing to hit all kinds of Donnybrook items, like from the bar stool to the cricket bats to the drawers and in that counter, like the counter dresser. This is where they took zip ties and it's on the top drawers of the bar counter. This is where then he started tying them, tying it right behind, tying it around his arms behind his back, like if it's handcuffs. This is where Pete Dunne like he's about to hit the bro kick right onto the Sheamus, which it looked very weak as hell. That's where but it didn't seem like, but it didn't feel like if it was weak to Sheamus though, because it was a bit brutal, but at the same time it just looked weak. Just saying, like, not trying to talk down on Pete Dunne, but this is where once you try to go for a pin, this is where Sheamus got the left shoulder up at 2.999999999, minus 0.1 away from being 3. This is where Pete Dunne's like, this will be my match. And why are you not staying down? Like, just stay down. Like, just stop getting back up. Stop kicking it out. That's where it's like, why don't you just get out? Just get out of my life and never come back? And this is where he tried to whack him with the cricket bat again. But this is where Sheamus hits a broken knee right into the face, and this is where then they knock him to the side for a little bit until Sheamus finally got him right where he wants him in the bottom right side, which Sheamus was waiting for him in the upper left side. He hits a very what's that called? He hits him with this very what's that called? Like, he hits him with this very convincing bro kick, I guess you could call it, like right into the face. This is where then he goes for the cover. This is where then Sheamus then lays right on top of him with him having the zip tie behind his back. He got the 1, 2, 3, and the winner of this match, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. And that's where Sheamus like, yeah, I told that little Butch that I'm not gonna be playing around, and this is where then fans like Sheamus with Sheamus like, I finally did it. Like, and do you think that the right person won in this match, or do you think Pete Dunne should have won and it would have been more of a passing of the torch moment that way? But either way, give me your comments down below. But I thought it was a really good match, regardless of who was going to win. And that's where then we got this is where we got what's her name, Kelly. I'm not Kelly Kincaid. Kathy Kelly was like yeah, like saying that she was like saying that your weekend like it was a very chaotic one is an understatement. And that's where did she try to get some clarity from Cody Rhodes, like of the what transpired on the premium live event. This is where he's well, like I cannot give out too much too much in the details, like of and like about these speculations, like not, at least not until this Friday on SmackDown. But he's like, but that's not the reason why I'm here on Raw. And he was like I'm like you're gonna be hearing all about those what just transpired on the premium live bit of Bad Blood this Friday on SmackDown. Make sure to tune in like on the USA Network for those that are watching on TV. But this word then he's like, but yeah, the reason why I'm here is simply to address the whoever's gonna win the World Heavyweight Championship match in the main event tonight. Like and again. And to find out what it takes to be the very first ever crown jewel champion and the better world champion here in WWE. And he's like, and this is and this is where then and then he's like, I'm exactly going to do that right here tonight at the end of the night. This is where then he ran into Sami Zayn. This is where Sami's like, oh, and this is where he's like, and this is where Sami Zayn's like, there's something I want to tell you, like face to face. He's like, I want to let you know, like that I'm gonna be the one that you're gonna be facing at Crown Jewel this November. And he's like, and we're gonna be battling for that Crown Jewel championship. And this was simply like, look, like I'm. Like, yeah, and everybody knows this, and even you know this. Like, and I beat Gunther before, and you know I could do it again. This is where Cody Rhodes like, yeah, absolutely. And and this where then Sami Zayn's like, but what I really want to talk about is what between you and my friend Kevin. This is where Cody Rhodes stopped him right there when he mentioned him. This was like, no, I don't, like we're not gonna be doing any of that here. Wait until this Friday for that. This is where then. And then this where the and this where it's like, let's talk about like your match at later on tonight for the World Heavyweight Champion. And you want to really fight me in the match? Like, let me be completely honest. I want that match to happen too. Like, I think it would be an absolute dream match if you ask me. Like personally, this is where then Cody Rhodes he's like, and I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you legitimately do beat Gunther to fight me in this Crown Jewel Championship match. This is where then they shook hands. They went their separate ways. That's where they show the recap of the Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman match in that last Monster Standing match, which it was complete carnage, I guess you could say, all around the arena. And then the reason why Braun Strowman won is all thanks to Seth Rollins getting a quarter of his revenge, which I don't think that he's going to see it that way, but he would believe that he would have won anyways, with or without Rollins' help. But yeah, but it made sense in the storyline because like Bronson Reed's the reason why Seth Rollins had 2 months off because like he put him on the show for a little bit, but now he's back and he wants a match with him much more sooner rather than much more later. But it's where they show earlier in the day once Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, and Dirty Dominic arrived in the building in St. Louis, like a little bit not so long before. That's where Jackie Redmond's like, oh, I would like to have a word with Dirty Dominic and Liv Morgan about what just happened this past Saturday. This is where Raquel Rodriguez slide onto the side. She's like, okay, welcome. And I just asked very quickly though, and this is where then she's like, I want to talk about what happened about Raquel Rodriguez interfered with Rhea Ripley. Like, quite frankly, it caused a tons of controversy. Do you care to comment about the matter? Just where Liv Morgan's like, it's just like, yeah, of course I want to comment. Like, why you have to ask it in that way? Just where it's like, well, sure, Rhea did won, but by disqualification. That's all. That's the only victory she's gonna get out of me. Like, it's just like. Like, but at the end of the day, I still have my women's world championship. He's like, and still, and also not only, but not only that, I have my I have my Dirty Dom, and then or Daddy Dom, let me rephrase that, and also got the Judgment Day. Like, and then also we're gonna be adding Raquel Rodriguez, like a longtime best friend of mine, that's now gonna be officially a new member of the Judgment. And you know, and she was like, and you know what else that means? Like, yeah, that means I'm the only I'm the first ever woman that still wins. Like no matter what. And she was like, "But you have any more questions, Jackie?" And this word, then Jackie then asked, like, "Yeah, like, but this time it's for Raquel right here because it has been a long, long time since the last time we seen you. Are you officially a member of the Judgment?" And this word, she like I'm gonna have to stop right there, Jackie. With like it was like we're not worrying about Rhea Ripley no more. We're gonna be moving on from her and going. Well, the only thing we're gonna be worrying about is Nia Jax at Crown Jewel, which I was like, yeah, as you should, because y'all both retain those titles, and y'all should be focusing on each other who's the better women's world championship. Which I assume Rhea Ripley's gonna go on that show and cost her that match, and give Nia Jax another accolade like onto her achievements, like along with being Queen of the Ring, a two-time women's champion, and a Crown Jewel champion on top of that. But yeah, it's very interesting. I like how WWE's doing right here. Like they're building up building up like to like make this rivalry more larger. Even though like the rumor has it that they're going to keep this rivalry going until WrestleMania next year in Las Vegas, which I don't think that should be. I don't think they should be dragging it out for another 6 months. I think they should end it like right before the year is over of 2024. Then they should move on there. But yeah, this even Rhea Ripley admit that she does not want to drag out this rivalry for another half a year, like because it did not even make any sense. But that's where we got Dirty Dom, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez is about to leave again. It's where Jack Grimmer like, but the show's about to start. Like and this is where she started asking Raquel Rodriguez the judge, but this is where she completely ignored the answer and then tried to change the subject by just walking out there and just drive out and back into the leave out of the arena. This is where we haven't seen it for the rest of the night, but this is where we got. The next up, I believe, was the women's tag team match, if I'm not mistaken, which was a 10 women tag match, which it featured the likes of Albert Fire, Isla Dawn, and of the Unholy Union and the Pure Fusion Collective of Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler versus the team of the 5 mid-card baby faces such as Lyra Valkyria, Zelina Vega, Natalia, and Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Which I was like, this is just a filler match, like, but even for being a filler match and lackluster, WWE managed to make this very interesting in a way, like at the same time. But before we got the match started, this is where we got Ava and Adam Pearce was discussing some business about NXT the next day when they're gonna be in the same place in St. Louis, and also Ava's like, yeah, like we're killing it on NXT. Like we like with everybody watching, even some of the casual wrestling fans that only watch Raw and SmackDown are starting to watch NXT as well. But this is where then Ethan Page came in and kind of try to professionally file a complaint on one of his wrestlers on his roster on Raw, and that man was the guy that was the special guest referee for his match against Trick Williams. And that is CM Punk. This where he was yeah, your employee CM Punk, like he was the special guest referee in my match, like, and he cost me my championship against Trick. So I love that you and I could chat, like, and correct this whole thing and get me back right on track and become NXT champion again. This where Adam Pearce is like, you're telling me that CM Punk like purposely cost you your championship, and he's like, well, like, I'm not the guy that you should be asking to fix all this. Like, she is, which is Ava. And this where he's like, and this he also said, like, I'm not the one that made him referee in that match last week, like she did, like, which was Ava right there. And this was Ava. And this where then Ava's like, yeah, like, it's me, your boss again, like the same person that you you always keep complaining about. She's like, And he's like, and I'm so happy that you fly all the way to St. Louis, like, just to complain to me. Like, that's so sweet of you. Like, but like that's sweet of you, champ. I mean, former champ. This is where then we got Ethan Payne's like, oh, you have to went there. Just where like sarcastically, this is where then we got Ava's like, yeah, like, oh, you she was like, as much as I'd like to give you a rematch against Trick, I'm off the clock right now. Like, we're not in NXT anymore. Like, we're on Monday Night Raw right now. Just where Ethan Page is like if that's so, what the hell are you even doing here? And this is where she was like, well, like like I got I got plenty of reasons why I'm here, but before she can even explain them, this is where her friend Sexy Red was there. This is where she was like, "What's up?" And then this is where did she give her? This is where she gave a big hug to Ava. This is where she handshake Adam Pierce. This is where then she did a quick hug as well. This is where then Adam Pierce was like, "Yeah, nice to meet you." And this is where then Ethan Page was very ticked off, and he was like, "I'm like, well, this is where he tried to hand, and it and this where then Sexy Red's like, yeah, you look very familiar, man. Like you yeah, you're the same guy that Trick Williams whooped. Like you're the same guy that Trick Williams whooped his ass to, right? Like and this where like she said that like yeah, or she said like you're the guy that Trick Williams whooped his ass 6 days ago, right? And this where she was like, "How you been doing?" This is where the Ethan Page is like, "I'm done here," and this is where then he walked out of there in a rude manner. This is where Sexy Red called him out for it. She was like, "You don't have to be so damn rude. You don't have to be so rude with an attitude, man." And this is where Adam Pierce is like, "Okay, well, let's discuss about tomorrow. What's happening in the next 24 hours?" Is where Ava was like one of the things that gonna be happening with Sexy Red's gonna be doing, which we're not sure what exactly what segment that she's gonna be doing on NXT tomorrow. Let me know in the comments what she could possibly. I'm not sure what it could possibly be. We're just gonna have to tune in tomorrow on like when it comes on the CW network in America or outside of America, wherever you get your broadcast from. But anyway, this is where we got. This is where we do get the 10-man tag match. This is where all the women in each team will start throwing fists at each other, right? Like if it's like a tornado tag match rather than being a normal multi-man tag. This is where until they beat the hell out of each other to the point they went to the ringside. This is where we got Kaden Carter then hit a crossbody dive right onto Shayna Baszler and what's her name on the left side, Isla Dawn of hitting of crossbody. This is where then we got Natalia. Then it was like, okay, now it's my turn. Like this is where she tried to go for a suicide dive, but this is where she gets tripped over by Sonya Deville. She gets tossed right into there's no symbol to steal steps actually. This is where, but we eventually got the match started with the referee. Finally got him right in the order and do exactly what he told him to do. Which was Kaden Carter and which was Kaden Carter and what's her name? Isla Dawn. Like that's where, but oh no, it was Kaden Carter and what's her name? It was Isla Dawn with which I mean Isla not Isla Dawn. It was Sonya Deville and Kaden Carter, which Kaden Carter got the advantage of. I got the advantage over her until when we got them throwing fists until I'm not fists. I mean throwing like strikes to each other in the pattern way, like starts with the baby face and then the heel, and then it goes back to a baby face, then back to a heel kind of situation. Like with Kaden Carter hit the strike on Sonya, with Isla hit the strike right onto the what's her name, Caden. This is where we got Elia Valkyrie, the Insecurity, right onto the Isla. This is where then we got Alba that came in, and then go for a wrist lock into a tornado DDT by dipping right to the left side rope, hitting her spike down until Zelina Vega came in, hit a code breaker on her. This is where then we got Zoe Stark hit a springboard drop kick right off the right side, missile dropping, kicking her until Natalia got in the ring. She hits a Natty by Nature clothesline right onto the former NXT Tag Team Champion. This is where do we got what's her name? Didn't she try to kick what's her name, Sonya Deville in the gut, but this is where she spin her around. This is where she hits a roundhouse kick and then a knee strike right into the face. This is where did she hit a super kick her out of the ring. This is where we got Zelina Vega to try to go for a sleeper hold right onto the leader of Pure Fusion Collective until we got Lyra Valkyrie tagged herself in the match. This is where Sonya Deville still thought that Zelina Vega was the legal woman, but she was completely fooled by the baby faces. That's where then Lyra Valkyria went right on the top rope. Smart move from the former NXT Women's Champion. Hits this reverse leg drop, even though it was kind of botched, but it manages to perfectly put Sonya Deville down with her selling it like a champ. This is where then she went for the cover. She got the 1, 2, 3, and that's when the baby faces win with them holding each other's hands by lifting their hands up together. That's where, they got the upper hand. Hopefully, this is the last time we will be seeing them facing the Pure Fusion Collective, and perhaps they should book Pure Fusion Collective against someone like with them not either being used or just or using them in squash matches or something that's not even worth anything that's interesting. Like because this new era, they care about all the divisions, not just one in particular, which that's the main. But it's where then we got Joe Tessitore showing the graphic on what could be the case for the men's division. It could be Cody Rhodes versus Gunther in the Crown Jewel Championship match, while Liv Morgan will obviously take on Nia Jax. But Joe Tessitore's like, but it could be that Sami Zayn could defeat Gunther once again, like he did 6 months ago at WrestleMania. And it could be Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes if Sami Zayn could win the World Heavyweight Championship and shock the world. Let's just say he nearly did, like he did at WrestleMania, and I could call this a WrestleMania rematch because that's what it basically was. Because they did some very similar stuff, like when they fought the last time, but it was for the Intercontinental Championship when the last time they encountered each other. But they showed the replay of it when Sami Zayn beat him before, with them showing that. Like with them showing the little vignette of Sami Zayn saying he's scared of Sammy because that's the reason why these always keeps turning him down. His offer that he's trying to give him of being the his next number one contender. But yeah, this match was good. This is totally good. This was definitely a WrestleMania rematch. Like if they were World Heavyweight Champion at the time, I wouldn't mind if they main evented WrestleMania. Like if Gunther was World Heavyweight Champion and Sami Zayn won this would have been a very great moment. Like with him going back to back, main eventing WrestleMania and winning championship gold. But this time for the World Championship rather than being for the Tag Team Champion, and in this case for this year rather than the Mid Card Championship. But yeah, this is where we do get the. But yeah, next up we got the match starting like with Sami Zayn was keeping up with the ring general, but it's where they also show on Wednesday. You will see the world video, the Hell in a Cell world the world video premiere, like featuring House of Protection. It's a support to Hurt, the title is called. Like on Wednesday, which is gonna be released on WWE's YouTube channel. Make sure to check that out. Which is gonna feature about the inside look of Drew McIntyre and CM Punk's Hell in a Cell match. But let's move on, and we got But that's where they show on next week's card. We will indeed see. Bro, so that's what they show next week's Raw. We will see Braun Breaker taking on Kofi Kingston. And who do you think is going to win that match? I hate to break it to Kofi. He's going to continue his losing streak, so I'm going to give it to Braun Breaker. To send what's his name, Jey Uso a message out of his former rival of the New Day, and defeat him, and he's gonna this is gonna be like a warm-up match when the next time they meet. But something just tells me we will be seeing Jey Uso retain that that Intercontinental Championship like he did tonight on this match against Xavier Woods. And perhaps it was too clean though, and it should have been filled with a little bit of drama, like when him being so close, only for him to have the match cost, not being in his favor, of course. But I'm not going to complain much about it. I'm gonna move on and go to the next slide. Let's talk about what I was saying with Sami Zayn was bringing a whole lot of offense right onto Gunther in this match in the first half. I was very impressed, with him, with him escaping out of headlock holds and also but that outsmarting him when it comes to the rope bounded maneuvers with but at first it was not seem like it was working in his favor with Sami Zayn trying again, when him throwing him right to the right side. He goes for a slide duck, and then he flips him right over the right corner side, ringside area by grabbing onto the ropes on the right side when he was coming that way after he hit the slide duck. Sami Zayn then go for a cannonball, rolling dive, I guess you could say, or oh no, this is where then he put his legs right onto the ropes and dipped and hit a backflip right back in the ring. This is where Sami Zayn ta-da. Then this is where he's like, I can't believe you fall for that. This is where then he was I really missed the guy that's now at the other company that used to do that's doing some greater things. Maybe it's for the best he leaves, but he's like, I hope he does come back. But he's and this a guy that you, Gunther, beat for the Intercontinental Championship that you probably have in your envy list, don't you? This is where Gunther's like, yeah, you're right about all that stuff. I can't argue about that. And this is where then Gunther's like, well, but I can argue with is that I am going to defeat you, whether if you agree or disagree. And this is where Sami Zayn then got Gunther hold right to the corner. This is where the referee's like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where Gunther's like, I'm letting go Sammy's not. And this is where the referee's like, all right, Sammy, you better let go. This is where then Sammy let go, but he had a chop right into his chest. This is where I believe he was trying to do that to piss off Gunther, which it kind of worked in a way. With him, don't need to put him in the envy list, much rather than just trying to beat the living pib out of him, I guess you could say. But it's where then he took him easy though. At the same time, this is where we got. That's why we got Gunther to start hitting him with this abdominal stretch maneuver, start bending him sideways. This is where then he send him right to the bottom left side corner. This is where he's like, anybody got a problem with me? Step foot in this ring if you do. This is where then he start continuing to be more dominant to the former Intercontinental Champion. They'll hit some right hands and some knife edge chops and a European uppercut as well. And then made him crash face first onto the ground. Is where we got Gunther then clotheslines Sami Zayn. This is where then we got Gunther started hitting some knife edge chops. This is where he fell straight down to the ground. This is where this is where Gunther's like this is what you get when you try to when you disrespect that ain't Janelle, if you're those pathetic losers over in that other company that always keeps mocking me with my signature maneuver, trying to use it against me. And he's like, and now I'm going to make an example out of Sami Zayn, for them as well. This is where Sami Zayn didn't stop him. He started the right hand strike. This is where he was like, too bad I can't mention him by name again, or else I'll be completely in trouble, maybe, and I'll be joining them over in that company, like I mentioned before 5 years ago when I was in this exact state, but in a different city. But this is where Sami Zayn started hitting some right hand, boom, 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 repeatedly right to the face, onto Gunther. This is where they try to hit the least most devastating move in all professional wrestling that he always argued with Simon Miller about, and that is the Blue Thunder Bomb. In this. But it did not work on this round. With Gunther trying to go for a headlock, this where he's like, nice try. And even if you do successfully attempt to do this move, this is completely useless. Just like what that bald idiot said. That's the one thing I can agree on. This move sucks, just like you, Sami. And he hit the knife edge chop, which I believe that was his punishment of mocking him with that chop earlier, which I was feeling bad for Sami. And in the future, I was feeling bad for those guys over in the other company. I was like, let's hope that he don't become AE, I guess you could say. But this is where then we got. That's where they hit the back elbow right onto the Sami Zayn once he threw him right to the bottom corner ropes. That's where then he's like, I believe the end is almost near. This is where then it is where Irish whip right to the bottom corner rope once again. This is where fans are chanting for Sami Zayn, and this is where then. This is where he bowed his head right onto the middle of the ring. He made a big mistake doing that, way before Sami Zayn was heading his way. He kicks him right into the head. This is where then Sami Zayn he was like, you made a big mistake hitting that maneuver. This is where Gunther tried to hit him with a devastating clothesline, but this is where Sami Zayn ducked out of the way. This is where he tried to hit him with the Blue Thunder Bomb, but I believe he was double cursed for not hitting this maneuver. When Simon's like, you better give it up already because it's not going to work. Like, and plus, like, even if you do manage to put them away with the Blue Thunder Bomb, it's still not gonna get you the 3 count. Like, how many times I had to tell you that? I don't know why. Like, you don't listen to me, and that's where Sami Zayn's like, and that's because like you're a hater. Like, and you do not want me to do the Blue Thunder Bomb because you're just jealous. And that's where Simon's like, jealous. Like, what are you talking about, Sammy? Like, I always root for you. Like, but I just don't like it when you do that maneuver. Like, there's a difference or something like that. Is where then but this is where Gunther it was like, yeah, like you should have listened to Simon, like the bald idiot, like because he like that was some one of the best advice that he ever gave to anybody. This is where Sami Zayn told him to shut up, and he flips him right over. This is where he tried to close on, but this is where he gets hit with a sleeper again, trying to lock it right in once again. But Sami Zayn was not giving up. But this is where we got a big chop by Gunther, and then follow that up with a body slam in the process. This is where Gunther then go up right up on the top rope. This is where then he tried to go for a splash, but this is where Sami Zayn moved right out of the way. Smart maneuver by the former Intercontinental Champion. He tried to go for the haluva kick, but this is where Gunther moved out of the way. This is where he had his leg stuck. This is where he gets knife edge chopped right on his back, like and this is where he put him in a sleep for a third attempt. But still, Sami Zayn got out of it. And this is where he didn't try to. This is where the Gunther was right on his knees. He was like, "What does it take to put him away?" And then this is where then Gunther then try to go for a clothesline, but it's where Sami Zayn then dodges out of the way, hits a exploder suplex right into the barricade. This is where Sami Zayn got him right back. Got himself right back up. This is where then we got it was like, all right, haluva kick. This is where then he goes for the kick right into the face. This is where then we got both men fall into the floor. This is where both men were down. This is where the referee started counting like, well, all right, you like I'm halfway there. Like this is where then he was. This is where Sami Zayn tried to get him right back up because the only way he's gonna win and become World Heavyweight Champion if he can either beat him in the pinfall count or submit him with a submission move. This is where that's where the referee was like a couple of seconds away. That's where Sami Zayn stopped the count, like at the count of 9. This is where he's like, no counting. This is where I thought he was going to turn into The Rock. Luckily, that was not the case. But that's where the Sami Zayn picks Gunther right back up. This is where he put him up right on the shoulders, like if he was about to hit a Death Valley driver, which I was hoping that Sami Zayn was about to do. But it's where we got Sami Zayn and hit him with a haluva kick. Once he got him right up into the bottom right corner side, that's where Sami Zayn's like, who wants to see me do another one? This is where he started lit up on fire. This is where he goes in the upper right side, goes to the bottom, upper left side, to the bottom right, diagonally. But this is where he gets hit with a very brutal clothesline, look more dangerous than JBL's. This is where then but this is where he tried to go for a pin. Sami Zayn kicked out at 2.999. And I was like, wow. Like I thought that was gonna be it itself. Like, even though that occasionally gets him the win because he primarily used the Gunther bomb. This is where then he tried to go for the Gunther bomb. Like after he hits him in the middle drop kick, like how he did to Ricochet when he beat him for the Intercontinental Championship a couple years ago. Is where, but still, Sami Zayn kicked out at 2.999 once again. But then flipping right over and all, like he literally just kicked out of that, like. And that's where one fan, this girl fan, was like, yes, go, Sammy. And this is where she was very happy and overly enthusiastic. This is where Gunther hit another clothesline. This is where he tried to go over another one. But you will not believe what happened next after Gunther hit the second consecutive Gunther bomb. And that was but it was not a 2 count. Like it was actually a 1 count. One even. Like with Sami Zayn got the left shoulder up and the referee counted the 1. Like 1, and he lifted his shoulder up. That's where Gunther can't even believe it. Everybody was screaming. That's where Sami Zayn got back up like if he's a young Hulk Hogan. But it's where he got hit with a sleeper. He managed to got put to sleep, and then still your world heavyweight champion. The Ling General and the master of the envy list in the SNA podcast, Gunther, and he will be facing Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel for the Crown Jewel Championship to prove who's the better heavyweight champion in World Wrestling Entertainment. And that's when Cody Rhodes came out and addressed him with face to face with them holding their respective championships. I was like, I've been waiting to see the showdown, and now we're finally gonna get to see it. But yeah, that's how Monday Night Raw ended, and it feels weird to watch it for only just 120 minutes rather than 180 minutes, like AKA 3 hours. Like it was only just a 2 hour show, like, and it was like watching SmackDown rather than Raw when it comes to time wise, and also but still, despite for an hour short than usual, like they still did their best on tonight's show, like on the fallout after Bad Blood, like, and I can hardly wait for what's gonna happen next on the road to Crown Jewel, and also and WWE also had me hyped for this Friday. We're gonna see what's the explanation why Kevin Owens attacked Cody Rhodes after the pay-per-view premium live event, which has been viral all over the internet, which I haven't got a chance to talk about that because it was not a topic on the news, surprisingly. But maybe we're going to be talking about that tomorrow when we're going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news story and rumors and like of the most intrigued like that you assassinators need to know from the Wrestle Talk article. But yeah, make sure to tune in for that. Also, make sure to check out my excuse me, and also make sure to check out sorry, but yeah, and make sure to check that out along with my NXT review video. And I was thinking about doing AEW